What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? Check it out. I'm Rob Bodie. I'm in Studio 39, aka the Bear Cave, and I feel like this camera is super zoomed in, but nonetheless, this is Spotlight 39 coming to you live right after the holidays. So hopefully you enjoyed your new year. You had a good holiday season. Now let's get into some film, man. It's Tuesday. It's 8 o'clock. I got the fellas on, man. We're going to get to it, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on, do all that fun stuff. More importantly, DM your film so I can pull it up and we can watch it. And I apologize if I sound like a turtle. I'm dealing with this upper respiratory infection, but that's not stopping the show. Let's get into it. Fellas, how y'all feeling?
What up? What up?
Feeling
What
good,
up?
Rob. Good, feeling good.
There we go. Look, man, look. I feel like every time Coach McKay here, he's fashionably late, but in full 4K. Like, this dude is like crystal clear right now. I'm digging it.
Trying to be. You taught me a lot of things, man.
Look, he up there in Buffalo, you know. I'm down here in Virginia feeling like I'm in Buffalo. We got my man Eric down here in the corner. We got my guy, Coach Marcus. So, look, let me start with Coach Marcus. You know, I'm going to let you formally introduce yourself. Just give us a brief, you know, who you are, what you do type thing. And then we're going to go to Eric. Then we'll finish it out with Coach McCann because I feel like everybody know who he is. He got 30+ thousand, you know, peoples that be following him and stuff. But, you know, I still give him his time. That's what we do. So go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead, take it away from me.
As always, Coach Marcus, defensive coordinator, Catholic High School, Virginia Beach. It's 2022. Nothing's changed. I still hate offense.
On to Eric.
What's going on? Happy New Year, fellas. I'm Eric. I do film review, film analysis. Work with Coach Glover. It's official. I work with Game Day Recruits.
Shout out to Coach Glove.
Shout out to Coach Glove, and I try to help guys out with their recruiting. So I'm going to be getting in contact with college coaches, sending film out, having conversations. So whatever I can do to help you guys out, that's what I'm here for.
Love it. Last but not least, Coach McCann. What you got, my man?
Man, Coach McCann of Buffalo, New York, of King King training and athletic mentoring. NCAA recruiting analysis for elite raw talent, part of Team Pass in Atlanta, and just part of a lot of few projects coming up. You'll see my name through a few platforms in 2022. Just here to watch some film and help some guys out.
I love it, man. So look, now it's time. First and foremost, I got my guy Chase Hollywood fan bro on here, right? I was just talking about him, whatnot, Coach Marcus. Nothing but good things. I was curious, man, you know, what my guy looked like in person at the Elite Raw Talent All-American Bowl down in, Atlanta. So, look, man, Chase, if you haven't sent me your film, put it in my inbox. Let me get it pulled up, and I'll get the show started with you. Until then, let me see what we got. Fellas, we're calling an audible because my phone's still not working, so we're going to go old school.
It's all good.
Here we go.
Coach McCann listed out a bunch of things. He left out comedian.
What's up?
You said what, E?
I said Coach McCann listed out a bunch of things. He left out comedian. Coach McCann is a funny dude.
Oh, man.
Especially on the film review.
I'm trying to be, man.
All right.
I'm trying to be, man.
So here we go. So let's start off with Corbin right here. Let's see. So is this popping up on your screen? Does this look all right on your screen? Do you see Twitter? You see Twitter, right? Good deal. So class of 24, quarterback, Coach Marcus. Quarterback. Class of 24. Also plays baseball. 6 foot, 172 pounds. He got the huddle link, so he's got the right things where they need to be. So let's take a peek at the film itself. If we can pull it up. Bang. Let's see what the huddle ads look like. I'm thinking 15 seconds to start. I don't think they're going to bless me on this new year.
Nah, they going to get everything. They starting off early.
So they getting that ad money right now.
Start off early.
There it is, 15 seconds. We'll wait for it. Bang, here we go. So Corbin, quarterback, class of 24. So Corbin, man, if you're tapped in, throw in the chat box, man, and let me know Is this JV or varsity? Because I'm going to assume it's,
Good height.
I could be wrong, so I don't want to assume. Let us know what we're watching.
Ooh, good back shoulder throw.
That's got to be varsity.
I'll say, looks varsity.
Because you ain't got all them people at a JV game.
Unless you're in Texas.
Right.
Which I didn't even recognize where this young man was from. But nonetheless, man, first 3 plays, how are we feeling?
Did the first ball look underthrown?
It looked like one of those back shoulder ones.
Right.
It looked like
Okay.
it was like semi underthrown, but it was like one of those new throws that they throw now. So it's like one of those things that you kind of. I was like kind of questioning myself, but it looked like a good throw because the receiver made it look good.
I was gonna say it was a clean shot to the receiver.
I know that.
He's hitting these.
70 to highlight us.
He's hitting these outbreaking routes, which you don't see a lot of from a lot of high school quarterbacks. They typically can't hit those 10-yard out routes.
Oh, I thought we were getting a house call.
Not that young.
So overall, man, what are we looking at? We got about 2 minutes in. Class of 24, so obviously got time to grow. But he sent this to you as a coach saying, "Hey, take a look at my film. What are your thoughts and concerns?" While I get the next queued up.
For a 2024 guy, his film looks a lot better than some of the 24 quarterbacks I watched. Like Coach E was saying, he hit a corner route. He hit some out routes. A lot of guys just throw like 9 balls. Like even that first throw was like kind of one of those like we were talking about. It looked like a good ball, looked like it's underthrown though too, but it's like one of those new passes now. You know what I'm saying? Outside shoulder, back shoulder, where the DB can't get to it. So I think he has a lot of potential. He actually could even run the ball and lower his shoulder a little bit, but honestly, as a quarterback, you don't want to do that. So be very, very careful.
Yeah.
Taking those hits. But I think he got some pretty good potential. Saying depends on how he comes out of train. It depends on his offseason, but he in the right spot at 6 feet. Saying for 2024, throwing the ball like that.
And my man plays baseball, which I think is an added bonus for quarterbacks. Personal opinion. But Eric, Coach Marcus, y'all got anything before we get to my guy Chase?
Well,
He's a quarterback.
oh yeah, I know. Coach Marcus not gonna give love to QBs, but like Coach McCann said, class of 24, I definitely saw some really good things. I mean, hitting out-breaking routes, 10-yard outs as a sophomore in high school. There's a lot of senior quarterbacks that I don't see do that in high school. So the fact that he was doing that as a class of 24, I definitely see a lot of potential, as Coach McCann said.
Love it, man. So, look, keep growing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You're only getting bigger, stronger, faster. So let's get into my guy Chase.
Number 7 to highlight us, so that receiver was lit. Number 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say the receiver was putting in work.
That dude making the quarterback look real good.
Yeah, most definitely.
Tell 7 to highlight us.
Yeah, we throw his film up on the screen. But look, man, Coach Marcus, before I hit play, man, give us a little insight on what you got to witness at the Elite Raw Talent All-American Bowl down there in the A, put on by my guy, Coach Raw. What did you see from my guy, Chase?
Chase fan, bro. So got a chance to work with him, outside rusher, an edge rusher. Got great speed, great hands, good hands, really fast, relentless. Like he was the game that we played, he was getting home and getting pressure on the quarterback every time they passed the ball, and he was really influencing some of the players, especially on the run, because they ran a lot of option and some inside and outside zone. So he's all over the field. I even used him as outside backer. Had him like blitz from anywhere he
Look at that
stood.
move.
Yeah, he's a menace, man. Good kid, good attitude, got a lot of charisma. He's somebody that on a lot in your locker room. He's gonna get the defense hype.
I
Yeah, he wore
appreciate
number
that.
0 at the All-Star game too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I watched the whole game. I had to be in Buffalo, but I watched the whole game. He actually, I want to say from a distance, he definitely dictated some of the play calling for offense. He couldn't do so many things on his side.
Mm-hmm.
So what you got for him,
That's
Eric?
a good film, though.
He's explosive.
Yes, sir.
What's his height? What's his height again? 6'1"?
Nah,
I,
he's taller than that, man. He was about
hey,
maybe 3 inches taller than me.
hey, Chase,
And
man,
I'm
throw them
short.
stats in the comment box for us, man. Hit my guy, Coach McCann, with those stats.
He's getting off the ball quick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I was
he's like
like,
I would
I
like to
don't.
see him standing up too. He's like a little Von Miller.
So to see him, to see the film, and to see him live, and to see his work ethic and some of the drills, like it's one of those things that pop and that stand out as you skate in the field, and you hear him going through his movements. You're gonna look over there. Like you're definitely gonna look over there. And like I said, the thing I can appreciate in Georgia, if you look at it, like these are real big boy linemen. Real big boy linemen. He's getting off the
Hey,
blocks.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
whew, whew.
yeah,
That's how you finish the
yeah.
highlight film.
Yep.
Whew.
He had
Hey,
a lot
that
of plays like that on Saturday. He had
Oh,
a
he a
lot
senior
of
too.
plays like that.
Here, let me slide up over here into the comments real quick, man.
hey,
So
Coach Marcus, that wasn't just huddle, right? Like that speed and that athleticism is legit, right?
Yeah, like it was times where by the time the ball got to the quarterback hands, he was more than halfway there.
He already took 2 steps. Yeah.
He at times, if you look at the game, there was a Michigan State commit, a lineman, and he was working against him.
Yep.
And a lot of those plays where he was beating him was against that player.
man, so look, so Chase finished the season with 13 and a half sacks, 1 interception, 27 tackles for loss, and over 60 total tackles.
I can see.
Oh, it's every bit of legit.
So that's Chase, man. So look, let me give my guy, Mr. Reed, free safety, wide receiver, right? He's out of Georgia, senior season. Let's get into them highlights. Yeah, let me get that started over on the big screen so y'all can see it. So special teams better be a house call,
I think it is.
man. That defense just opened up the doors for him.
He had that nice little jump cut in that middle.
Yep, he hit him once. He hit him with that. It was just like bang. One half went this way, the other went that way. But special teams is key, man. I thoroughly enjoy having special teams in your top couple plays for sure.
It's a good tackle, but he could have had a little bit more for loss.
That's actually one of the things
Yeah,
this
that's a
guy
little
does
bit
well
speed.
is his hip flip from a safety. And it's almost similar. It's no different than a corner. He actually played in the game on Saturday. He made a few touchdown saving smacks on the wide receiver that was running on the post. He played a lot of one high. Even came down, got his nose up there in the run, like right there. And he did a lot of work.
He a short
He can
guy, ain't
really.
he?
No, he is not short. There's
Really?
actually a picture. No, there's actually a picture of him that he posted. Like there's not that many kids that has his build and has his physique. Like it actually shocked me. But nah, he not
What
small.
is he, 6'1"?
He about 6'1", maybe 6 foot. He got good lower half, and that really helps him generate that power. He got a great back pedal. The one thing, that I would like a little bit more of him is just, be patient in his read a little bit. But
Mhm.
Yeah, you can see him
I
in his
don't.
reads.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I will caveat with that quarterback that we played. That dude was the truth. So it's
Hey,
kind of
look,
hard
some
to play.
quarterback love right there. As Eric
Yeah, like
studying, as Eric studying the feet and the footwork, we get some positive quarterback feedback from Coach Marcus.
I hope we get to see him because if he do, I'm gonna bring up some popcorn because I had to just sit back and watch.
So Eric, man, you being real quiet. What are you seeing, man? I know this is your bread and butter.
Well, I noticed, like Coach Marcus said, he has a really nice hip transition. When he is playing at corner, I do see sometimes he takes a little bit of a wide read step. Typically, when I'm teaching guys,
Hmm.
keep those feet within the body frame. As a defensive back, especially corner, hardest position to play. You don't know what the receiver is going to do, so try to create as much room margin for error is what I call it as possible. So keep those feet within the body frame and maximize your movement efficiency. So that's what I was looking at.
You want to know one thing that I noticed in there was even when like sometimes when the receiver would make his break on like a post or a corner, you didn't see him reach out and grab a lot. You see him kind of close that distance a little bit. And that's
Yeah.
one thing from him that I noticed on Saturday, and even in the drills when they were doing like one-on-ones, we did like 7-on-7. Was he didn't do a lot of grabbing. I told him like, hey, if I don't want to see a lot of holding or grabbing for you, and he took that and really elevated with that, and it showed in the game.
How are his ball skills?
His ball skills are great. He did well. He separated the receiver from the ball. There weren't a lot of balls that really went up because he had to sort of make up ground because that quarterback was just finding people. So he had to come back across field and just go ahead and make the hit and separate the wide receiver from the ball, which for a lot of kids at this level is sort of tough to do if you're not just over 200 pounds.
Good deal, man. So look, let's give Mr. Ryan Lee some time, right? So Ryan Lee, senior season highlights, defensive line, so DE, defensive tackle. Let's see. That's about all I got for you. So let's see what the huddle looks like. So defensive lineman, Coach Marcus, you should have a lot to say right now. How's size? 6'1", 225.
Yeah,
Good
I think
size?
I think I would say he bigger than that. I don't know when he took that way, but when I saw him, he looked a lot bigger than that.
Oh, so you
Um,
seen this young man as well. So
yep,
basically you had the whole squad just DM my
yep.
Twitter. You could have gave me a heads up so I don't look like a fool just trying to fumble through and introduce him. No, I'm
Oh no,
playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
I didn't know the thing they was in. I didn't even know if they could. None of them had even said anything. I'm like, hey, this is going on. So
I
I don't
got you.
even know, but I recognize the name. Um, so from a D lineman standpoint, a little bit undersized at 6'1", but he's strong. He really, 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 really strong. He was one of those. He was one of the tweeners that can go inside or outside, especially in a three-man front. Um, like I said, like just more strength from him and more push. Kind of had a tendency to sort of engage in that block a little bit too long. And that was one of those. I'm not sure if he was actually reading the play, seeing what was going on, or he
Right.
was just staying in it. Because some of those plays that you're seeing right there, he really could have got rid of that old lineman and got to the play.
Yeah, you can see he plays a little high with his pads. Like he's not firing off to where he gets the leverage, and he's standing up, and I don't think he's reading either. But he's getting there.
Yeah, he's getting
I'm
there.
saying, but it just don't look like it just don't look like you say. Are you reading it, or did you just get there because of you consistently keep pushing through, which is still good. But you know what I'm saying. So reading and knowing where you got to go is a completely different monster at the next level because you could knock over some of your guys as blitzing. You know what I'm saying. You throw off a whole blitz going the wrong gap and doing all that other stuff.
And my biggest criticism of him is he looked like he's 40 years old.
Bro, man.
Yeah. So, hey, if you hear this, Ryan, make sure you pay your rent.
Uh. So look, let's get into to the next young man. What is this? Dover. Anybody want to give the last name a shot? Coach
Oh, I know
Mark,
him.
this your dude, right?
I can't see.
Oh, that's my bad. Dover, class of 23. You're running back, free safety.
Let me see. Oh, Thumper.
Thumper. I thought his name was
That's what I
Dover,
call
but
him.
look, that's Thumper.
Yeah, I call
Did,
him Thumper.
did I have Thumper? I didn't have Thumper on the show, did I?
Nah, he was at the
He was at the
he
camp
was
though, right?
yeah, he was at the camp. He played corner. For
Man,
us, he played a lot of safety, and that's why I call him Thumper. He about 170, 175, and he bring it like he 220.
okay.
He come with no hesitation. That's why I call him Thumper.
Let's see what Thumper got. So seeing how you and Eric know who Thumper is, man, let's see what McCann's got for him.
I've actually never watched this film before.
Okay. So then feel free to chime in. That's my fault. All right, look, so we real silent. Coach Marcus, I'm gonna let you go ahead and just fill the gap. Tell us a little bit more about my guy Thumper while they study the film.
Right here, you see him playing one high, like in this play right here. You see him really coming down in the alley to get it. His anticipation and reading the play is really good because usually I'll tell sometimes the free safety that's one high, don't go till you know. So a lot of time he knows and he's going to get it. I really like his pad level when he's tackling. Um, his back pedal. The one of the things that we work on is his T step. So we try and get him, break him out of the habit of T stepping. But he when he first got there, that was one of the major things. But that's one of the things that he really cleaned up was the T step. Um, Sometimes he might have a tendency to sort of get out of the play or fight on that dig if he's supposed to be dropping back in the coverage. But to his own credit, sometimes that's really not his fault. Sometimes that he's seeing something coming open because somebody didn't play their responsibility, so he's sort of saving the day. A lot of these, you see him playing his heart out. Like you see him come down there. I think he was probably like 12 yards off in the middle of the field, and he's coming all the way over to come make this tackle. So you already see right there that he's real aggressive, and he's one of the more aggressive kids on the defense. So I would say, him and Alex, as far as aggressiveness, they're pretty even there. And having that type of DN with that free safety on there was a really help out to the defense. Um, I think mid-season he got an injury on offense. It was a thigh injury, so a lot of the games that he missed on the back half of the season, but he was able to return the last game. But before he went out, he was actually the leading tackler. I think he was
Okay.
up to it was like 4 games. He was over 40 tackles.
Hey, so look, man, I'm gonna have to cut you short. Let McCann or Eric jump in here. Let him hit some Thumper feedback.
Feedback wise, as far as film, like it doesn't pop. He's like what Coach Marcus is saying is what he is. Like he's a really good sound player, and sometimes sound players don't have that film that pop. He's gonna be a guy that has to go in camp. And Coach Marcus or like coaches like us, we have to sell him because he doesn't miss tackles from this film. He is bringing some good pad level stuff like that. He's playing like 12 yards off because playing 160 high, and he's actually making some really good reads. Like I said, his film just didn't pop, but when you're playing 160 high, you also can't be as aggressive as when you're playing 260 high. So that's not his fault. It's not his issues. You know what I'm saying? But he is making those plays when he needs to make them.
What you got for him, Eric? Closing remarks
Yeah,
before we jump into Mr. Powell.
yeah. Coach McCann was spot on. Nothing really jumped out or popped out, and I think he would really benefit from going to camps. But one thing that I did notice, and Coach Marcus, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like you really trust him. Like he's a very sound player, and if he's going to be back there as a single high safety, covering all that ground and coming up and making tackles, that shows a lot of trust in a player, and that's something that I personally value a lot. So
Oh yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We established that trust way back in June. Just the way he studied the film and the way he wants to get better. He always asks us a lot of questions,
Yeah.
and that's something that you want out of your free safety is to ask a lot of questions. Like, hey, if I'm getting this look, if I'm getting this 2x2, or they go in motion, where you want me to move? You want me to motion? You want me to rotate? You want me to banjo it? And those are the things that we make sure we're in sync. So after I get with Lover, make sure he's good. I always got to make sure Thumper's good.
Yeah,
That,
and
that, no,
that's one of
that's
the good things
fantastic.
that's a good
Thumper.
selling point. That's always a good selling point when I talk to coaches too, because I got a freshman too. His film looked just like that. He's one safety high. He never played safety like how he's playing safety in high school. Like you trust a guy like that. Coaches need to know why we're playing one safety high and why he's where he's at. So that's what I'm saying. Like we all agree that that's good stuff, man. For a kid to be one safety high by himself, it's a lot of trust, and he making like good decisions.
Good deal. So look, man, some positive feedback. Obviously, some things to work on, but Coach Marcus recognizes, and I think Thumper recognizes that. I'm gonna keep calling him Thumper because I find that entertaining. But nonetheless, look, we got Mr. Powell, right? So Mr. Powell, let me pull up his where I done lost his film. There it is. So look, let me give you his right stats. Class of 23, 6'3", 200 pounds, right? Wide receiver, outside linebacker. So 6'3", 200, playing wide out and outside linebacker. And it doesn't say where he's from.
Don't get caught. Don't get caught.
Oof. Oof. He hit him with the lean, coach.
Close, boy. 3 more yards.
Hey, real quick. A lot of these videos are, do they have their GPAs listed?
So
has their GPA listed, bro.
Not many. Unfortunately, he does not have it listed on his Twitter.
Oh, you talking about on their profile, Coach Marcus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I got no list of.
My fault.
Yeah, I got no list of GPA. I typically shout that out, but I'm not seeing it. No, I don't see it on his Twitter handle, Twitter info, unfortunately.
You know what they say.
Right off the bat.
Flag.
Oh no, I was gonna say right off the bat, what I like about him is that he understands the type of player he is. He knows he's 6'3", 200 pounds. He's not trying to be a small guy trying to catch the ball and like make somebody miss. He's making contested catches. He's going up and high pointing the ball. He's getting those jump balls. So like I try to tell guys all the time, if you're a 6'3", 200 pound guy, don't try to make people miss. Go get that thing and go put somebody in the ground.
Yeah. In his release, he not dancing. He making one move and going.
Yeah, keeping it simple.
Like you don't see that nowadays. And shoot, he took some slants to the house. He took one slant to the house. He took another slant about 20 yards after he caught it. So
And
that's what boys is looking for.
He's got a couple of dangerous shots across the middle that he's gone up and took.
Yeah, and his film is not like typical receivers. What you see all the time, Coach E, when you get a receiver film, man. One route only.
You see the go route, and then you see the quick screen.
And then you see the go route, and you see the go route, and you see the quick screen, and you see the go route. So he got a good repertoire of his thing. Like he's sitting down 5 yards off and just getting the ball and get what he can get.
There you go. See, I like that.
That's 15 yards a yak. There you go.
Yeah, this young man's got some solid film.
Too, so.
Yeah.
Let me see. While we watch the film, man.
Where he from?
That's what I'm trying to pull up now, man. He's got some solid film. Let me see if it says it on his Twitter. Because on his huddle, because his Twitter tells me he's from Godsend. So his huddle tells me that he's from Middletown, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
He is an Ohio young man.
Play ball in Ohio, boy.
The one thing I like that as a defensive coach, I noticed that, I tell him, oh, he about to get off his jam. I'll wait.
Is that outside technique in man coverage?
Oh man, he's just pushing this guy.
So
the one thing I like about this kid is he really eats up cushion, and he can really eat that leverage and really get them corners out of position. And if I'm watching this and I'm talking to my players, I'm like, look, this kid's a big kid. He can literally take a hitch
But you
and
see how
take
he
it
did that?
like 60 yards if you don't if you don't tackle him and if you if you don't cover him. Like he's literally taking hitches and short routes and falling forward.
Hey,
This is a big
three,
kid.
three, three blocking plays max. Get your three
Yeah.
best blocks.
I mean, I like that. I mean, especially for even from the defensive side. I hear it all the time. No block, no rock. And he out
No
there
block, no
blocking on the
rock.
perimeter.
So Demarco Powell, man, what y'all got? Final thoughts, opinions? Any focus areas that he should look at going into this all season, coming for his senior year? You think he's ready for that next level ball? What do you got for him?
I let Coach E or Coach Marcus go first.
Well, first thing that I saw, if 2 touchdowns, 324 yards, I think those were his stats or something on the first huddle. I say you got to up the production.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one thing. I like the fact that he knows what type of player he is. Like a lot of receivers, as I said, will try to catch it. They're 6', 6'1", 180 pounds, and they'll be trying to dance around. Like no, he knows he's 6'3". He knows he's 200 pounds, and he's not. He can catch those contested routes. He's catching slant passes, 5-yard hitches, and then he's getting some yak. So I mean, I personally like that.
Good deal. So
I would
look,
definitely take off that screensaver though, like on his production, like you said. I would take it off because they don't need to know the yardage. They just want to watch the film. Like if you only got 345 yards, don't even put it on there. Just go right to the film. Put your name and your height and all that stuff.
good deal. So we got Bobby B.J. Smith, wide receiver, 6'1", 185.
Oh
And
man, the bar set kind of high, man. After watching that guy.
all right, so he is class of 22, 6'1", 180, wide receivers DB. Let's see. And Coach Marcus, was he at the bowl game down there, man? I see based on his Twitter, he got the invite.
If he was, he played on the Kings.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see any tweets from it, so I would assume not. I just saw the invite, so I wasn't sure.
Ooh, that's a good move. But that DB's about to
That
catch
should
him.
have been his first play though. That's a good play.
Yeah, he just going up top.
Yeah.
He just going
This
up
this is
top.
where a lot of guys receiver film get hurt though, because it's like
Okay, there we
nine
go.
routes. Coaches see nine routes all the time. Like they don't get excited about that stuff no more. You gotta do other things.
So here's the thing about that, right?
He
Is
can't get out of his breaks.
like,
Yeah, he's got to
and
work
that's
on
a
his footwork.
conversation. That's a conversation I'd probably like be a fly on the wall and see like is his old coordinator, is he calling that because they're like 12 yards off, or is he like, oh yeah, if you 12 yards off of me, I'm just gonna run this hitch on you. Hopefully, if you're the old coordinator, you're saying it's him doing that.
Yeah, he gotta work on his hips though. He can't get out of those small routes. He's struggling with like breaking down and coming out clean.
Yeah, obviously he's got to have good hips, but I also noticed the footwork on the break was all kinds of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So close him out with feedback, man. What can he work on? What should this is senior film though, man. So, do we see him, potentially reclassing? Do we see him going JUCO? Is he ready next level? Where do y'all see him?
He's still raw. Still got a lot of development. Like Coach E said, that hit with their feet work is a major key playing receiver, and that's what they want. They don't have Some coaches want that already developed, you know what I'm saying, or like a little bit more developed than what he already has. So next few months, I'll definitely work on feet and hips and, you know, send some drill tape out, you know what I'm saying, and keep working like a dog. But definitely got a chance to play the next level, you know what I'm saying, low caliber level, but got an opportunity.
I can dig it. So look, let's get into a young boy, man. Class of 24. Mr. Moore, Coach Marcus is laughing, so I'm going to assume he.
Yeah,
So look, man, I ain't even going to fumble through his Twitter, man. I'm just going to say he's got a 3.7,
yeah.
GPA, and I'll let you take it from here, and you tell us who this young man is while we watch the film.
This kid played for a team that destroyed us. He played for Benedictine Prep. They played for the state title in our division. A really good corner. It's got decent technique. That's one of the things that I like for him to work on. But that's one of the things that caught my eyes. You know, he's a little small guy, but he's scrappy. That's from the film that when we were watching him and even seeing him live. And who he's covering right there, I think that's Andre Green right there. Got decent footwork. His read step is one thing I like, and he has the ability to make up covered ground. So I think on that play, that's one of the play where he was a little behind, got beat. And for a kid that's like 5'8" to catch up to the receiver is pretty good. And for him to be 5'8" and down here, like you see his hip flip, got back into play. This was one of the kids that we watched a lot of because there were some runs that we wanted to exploit because we knew that he was young, but he actually, held his own.
Yeah, go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, finish up.
And the one thing I would like to see, but he actually proved it because once they took that all-world D-line they had out there, he was actually, covering some people. I've seen a lot of film and a lot of players when they play like collegiate. They've played St. Christopher where they have like a D-line. You see how big their D-line is. So, if they're sending pressure, the ball's coming out quick. But there were some plays, especially against in the state championship game where Episcopal, where they weren't getting home and they weren't getting that pressure, but he was actually covering people.
Yeah, he can definitely move, and he does have a smooth hip flip, but he opens the gate too early. He opens the gate
way too early.
And that's what I'm saying.
I would just he swings the gate. That's what we call the swinging gate. Like he need to. A lot of DB coaches ain't teaching it though, so it's not a lot of the kids' fault because they don't know. But go watch Coach Flight on Twitter. Like go motor. Like coaches need to teach motoring. Like I teach my DBs all year round. We learn how to motor and be patient to jam. If he learns that, it'll even help with his read steps. Like he's playing the slot, which is a hard position to play. He's backpedaling so fast, and the guy's like stopping at 3 yards. He's making that ground up. You know what I'm saying? But jamming wise, like we said, like he just swinging the gate. He's a solid DB though. He's young. What class of 24, 25?
24.
Yeah.
Like I said, like a lot of this, I don't think you're gonna see from the film. Okay, he might be able to do it. It's just that his D lineman, that pass rush, that thing is elite. Like all of them made all state. Some of them probably made all metro down here. All of his D linemen are over 6'4". They're like 6'6", 6'5", 3. There's one junior, Joel Stalin. He's a Michigan committed.
I'll tell you one thing. If he get motoring and like to jam it down a little bit better than what he got right now, like he come downhill, like he just don't give a crap. Like that's good. You can't teach that. That's a lot of heart for a 5'8" kid. They do not come downfield. I don't care if they 200 pounds or 5'8". Most 5'8" kids do not come downhill like he do. So he has a lot of good tangibles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a lot of and he don't run towards blocks either. So that also puts him up there. Like I said, if he gets that swinging gate under control, and like if you know what I'm saying, if he's not being taught it, not to step on no one's toes, but hit me, Coach E up, you know what I'm saying, it's just a quick, you can teach that over Zoom in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to step on no one's toes up there or nothing, but it's definitely a lost technique that no one teaches, like motoring. Then you look at all the NFL and college guys.
Hold on, Coach.
Reed stepping.
Don't teach them too much because we got to play them.
Hey,
no. go.
Hey,
We gotta play this, dog.
hey, all I can do is listen to helping hand. If he take it, he takes it. I ain't got nothing to do with
Yeah.
it.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, this is
Guess
what?
what?
Hey, this is what I
We
get
play
called to do
defense.
here, man. I'm just doing my job, man. You
We
know
We
I'm
play
up here.
defense. I ain't gotta
I'm
worry
get
about
fined.
it. Hey, my
I'm
head coach
trying
gotta
not to
worry
get
about
fined, man.
it.
Hey, man.
Yeah. No, but
Hey,
yeah, but
every
real quick,
DB I teach, I know they scouting report, baby.
yeah. Hey, but like Coach McCann said, that opening the gate, that's an easy fix. I mean, it's all you got to do. You have to move your feet
Easy.
at the line. A lot of kids I noticed they'll be so quick to jam with their hands, but they won't move their feet. It should be a simultaneous movement. If not, your feet should be moving before you jam, right? Because if you jam out
Yep.
first and you're not moving your feet, receiver got the advantage.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to do it with confidence and experience.
That's
And
it.
final one,
Like what you
I'll
saying,
say,
and then on top of it.
for that kid to be 2024 and starting on that team where a lot of them are 23s and 22s,
Dogs.
I think that speaks. I think that speaks paramount.
Heck yeah.
See you in the fall, kid.
Good deal,
He got some
man.
good twitch too. He got a good twitch.
All right.
He's talented.
Look.
Let me see if he added me, man. I'm gonna go teach him right now, man. Let me see if he added me right now.
So check it out, man. Let's get into another Elite Raw Talent invitee. I'm not sure if he was in the building, but Holden Hunter. He is a class of 22, plays football and baseball. Football, he's a defensive end, defensive tackle. So, from Hartford, Alabama, with a 3.5 GPA. That's what we're about to watch. Mr. Holden Hunter. So, Coach Marcus, man, just chime in. If you already know the kid, just let me know, and I'll stop and I'll let you fill in the blanks.
Yeah, he played on the Aces. The big thing with him is, which through no fault of his own, and I've actually spoken to a couple of his coaches about he's real raw, strong, plays very high, but he has the ability, like just with the little things that we were showing him, and the one coach down there that coached him on the D line, just a little thing that he picked up, it really helped him out. But that's really the big thing is he's just real raw, like really, really, really raw, and
like
really
elite raw.
Yeah, like elite raw. But the big thing with him is he said his coaches like, hey, we really rely a lot on his strength. And that was one of his things that would get by. And I was like, well, while he's here, we'll try.
What came back to him? I didn't want to cut you off, but that last play was a give me on his end, man. He got shoved off the block, and then the play just came right back to him.
Yeah. So wait, is he an edge guy or is he like a defensive lineman?
So what they were saying was they sort of use him like multi-purpose, like inside or outside. And that's one of the ones where I was like, hey, you kind of got to decide what you're going to do because you're a little bit too raw to be just playing both as far as like if you see him on the end. Not as so much as explosive for that end guy on an end. But he does read well, especially on inside runs because just that blocking scheme's a little bit different. Some of these right here, you see that, some of these dudes is just missing blocks. But if he gets a hold, he can't control that shoulder, really grab the steering wheel and get up under you and make plays.
I think he needs to work his hands.
I was gonna say, look, man, I was waiting for somebody to say it. The handwork, they need to be violent. If you're gonna build a defensive line, man, I keep going back to my guy Fat Chris. I mean, that dude is violent.
And that was the one thing, where we talked to the coaches about, because usually when I would talk to the player, I'm like, let's see what you got. It's, watch film and, speak to the coaches a little bit. And that speaks to like, that rawness of like really using that hand violence. That's one of those where if he gets his hands on you, he's pretty strong. But as far as like that hand violence and ripping that shoulder, that's one thing that they really didn't, teach him down there. And sometimes that's just nothing you can pick up your own, is just being like hand violent.
That's it.
Especially if they're not drilling it.
All right, so look, I'm going to let y'all close out the statements while I pull up the next So
Yeah,
go ahead, close
he's
it out.
so I saw a lot of effort. High motor. He was running guys down, running guys out onto to the outside of the field. But definitely raw. I didn't really see a lot of hands, a lot of violent hands, a lot of trying to shed blocks by being violent. But I definitely saw the strength and effort, and I think there's a lot of room to grow. Just got to refine some technique things.
So look,
Oh,
there it is.
oh,
Hey,
oh.
I already know about him. I already know about him.
Oh,
I
I
already know
mean,
about him. You
I,
got
I,
it.
I was waiting for y'all's reaction. So look, this one's more catered to my guy, Coach McCann. Do you know who my guy Cy Brown is?
No, sound familiar, but I don't.
Perfect. So look, fellas, as much as you want to get hype, let Coach McCann just enjoy this film, and then collectively we'll gather the feedback.
Hey, if this anything
I'll be
like
fine.
Rico's, man.
4-star corner from Oscar Smith.
Oh, he a DB. Oh yeah, I'm about to have
Yeah, he's
fun
a
with
corner.
this one. Oh gosh, he got some good hip transitioning.
This isn't his last season
Why
film,
that?
is it?
Why that
No,
dude?
this is from his freshman year.
Yeah, hold on.
I mean, you could ride with
Ooh,
it. It's all good.
No,
you just
But
see what he
yeah,
just did though.
yeah, like
McCann said,
like
"Look,
uh,
you gave me a
I know
sample."
him. I know him. I know him. I know him. He fired. I know him. I know him. He legit. I
Yeah.
know
Hey,
him.
real quick, I gotta shout out Coach Eddie, man. That dude, I talked to him at the 1% camp. That dude is one of the best in the business. I mean, just
mhm.
talking and listening to some of the things that he was saying, like Coach Eddie is one of the best defensive back coaches, high school defensive back coaches in the country.
Man, he puts in that work. He cares about his dudes. You can see it in the passion on the field, at the camps. More importantly, you can see it on his socials, man. It is outrageous the passion that my guy Coach Eddie has for these dudes. And what's he call them out? Down there in the 7-5. What are they? The steppers.
Steppers, elite steppers.
That's it. So check it out, man. And
Oh
we got
man.
Mr. Brown right there, right? We had Shrod Koval, right? Going to Clemson. Who else we got part of the squad? He got
They
a
got
small
another.
handful of them, man.
Yeah,
With
they got
Desmond
another
Ricks, right?
safety.
Desmond Ricks or something like that. The young man out of
He
IMG.
go to IMG,
Yeah, but look,
but
man.
he a part of that group that work out.
I was gonna
They
say, look,
all
he part of the off season. You'll see him in the 7-5. And man, this young man, he was special with his freshman film. His look, this season was something crazy. Looked good at the camp.
Yeah, I mean, just I talked about this with Coach Eddie at the 1% camp. Like with the amount of high school teams that I see that don't teach press coverage and that don't teach every aspect of the position, like Coach Eddie is just I can't say enough about him. Just the technique, everything is just it shows on the field.
And to come in, and be a part of, Oscar Smith and the program that they got, and ball out like he did, not kind of get lost behind, some of the other upperclassmen that's on the squad, just, speaks dividend to what his skill set, his IQ is already, man. I'm excited for the offseason and what he's going to do, coming in for junior year next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cheat code to have him though.
Was this against Western Branch, right?
hmm
Yeah.
Western Branch. Shout out Paul Billups.
It's crazy
Are we
because he
still not
could
allowed
play
to say
man or
anything?
zone.
What'd you say, McCann?
This, I said it's crazy because he could play man or zone, and he's he's only a sophomore.
Right.
So some dudes don't even go to high school, come out of high school, can't play both. He's playing both already, and he can lay some boom. So I watched his film actually twice today.
Y'all want to know the secret?
Mm.
Man, that young man's been doing that since he was like 11. Like, this kid was always practicing, working it, and then once he got with the right people, you see the result of it. Kid is all business. Like, he
100%.
been that. Like, he been that. Just everybody else is just finding out about it. Like, I'm not taking away anything from the coach. They do an amazing job, and they're the best in this area. But this particular kid right here, he been about that forever. We always knew he was going to be good. He always had great technique. He was always aggressive, great length. He always had long arms, always had good feet. The big thing I like about the one thing that the film probably doesn't show is never gets rattled, rarely gets out of position, rarely.
Yeah.
Has AJ updated his huddle yet? He has not. So look, let me bring it back.
AJ Harris?
Yeah, I don't see the updated. I was hoping for some updated film.
Hey, I go watch his film, his drill tape alone. I could watch his drill tape all day.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. That kid hits. I don't know, man. I don't like to talk about AJ because I like the kid. The kid is actually really rare.
Look, Coach Raw told me about this young man.
He works.
2 years ago, he was like, "Yo, this kid's special. Just watch." Less than 6 months, pretty much every Power 5 in the nation blessed him. Each one incredibly humble to receive. Him and his pops, man. Two super humble dudes.
He watches Bailey from the Broncos film.
Really?
He watches old heads. Like, he don't watch Champ Bailey. Like, the guys that he was telling me he watched, it was like one guy from like the new era. Like, he was watching a lot of the older guys, like, and studying their mannerisms and everything, bro.
That's crazy. Special young man, special group of talent, and commitment day coming soon, right?
Yeah, hopefully it's Ohio State, man. I don't have no say so. I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, Adam said that." No, I am just a fan of AJ Harris,
man. And a fan of Ohio State.
It's a bad thing to see him to Skyler, and a fan of Ohio State. And if you go to Pitt, Pitt ain't off him, I don't think. But shoot, he could play behind Jimmy Scott. Boy, him and Jimmy Scott could be best friends, man.
Look, man. So look, this was fun. We got back to it, man. We're gonna rock out for about an hour tonight. So, fellas, I'm going to give you back the rest of your evening. For everybody that tapped in, I appreciate it. Everybody that submitted film, I appreciate it. Make sure you screen record or at least screenshot, share it across your social media, tag the coaches, man. More importantly, reach out to these dudes. That's what we're here for, to help you, right? We want to give you tips, tricks, and advice. And speaking of tips, tricks, and advice, before I get off here, I got that one image that I tend to pull up, every time that we talk, right? If you don't have your Twitter bio set something similar to, please, 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 please make this a priority. If you take, playing next level ball seriously, if you want to play college football, you want coaches to take you seriously, make sure you represent yourself in a professional manner. With that being said, man, I'm going to close this thing out. You fellas have a great night. We'll be back at it. Tomorrow night, I got True Exposure Live, hosted by myself, Rob Odie, and Spotlight 39, talking anything and everything Championship 7v7. The season starts soon. My voice is getting even more crackly, so I'm going to close this thing out like I do every single time. I appreciate y'all.